Hey guys. So I am doing my hair finally. I was supposed to do it Saturday. It's Tuesday. So my hair has been looking a mess. I had to rewash it. Um, at some point I'm gonna have to get it like professionally done. But until then, I'm gonna get it done do it myself. Only because I'm a little sensitive about my shit. No, just kidding. Yeah, but I'm not tender-headed, but I do have a little bit of trauma from the last person who did my hair because it kind of thinned out my locks and I think it's long gone now. But what I'd done is I got in I do palm rolling and um this person did interweaving or interlocking and so the lock is already heavy, first of all. Second of all, when you palm roll, it's not quite as tight as it would be if you were to do interlocking. So if you see like a lot of these in the front, partially because they were heavy, but they kind of like um broke off, like literally hanging on by a thread, and I don't like that, so I just cut them. Um so yeah, that's my hair. My hair is pretty long. I've had my locks since um 2000 2005. So I graduated high school and my cousin was getting married that summer and I got them done like at because he got married in New Jersey. Um so I got them done in New Jersey and I've had them ever since. And I for the most part I maintain them myself. But I'm getting to a point where I'm probably going to need someone to maintain them just because it's taking a lot longer these days. And you know, it'd be nice to have like a professional, I guess. I've done my hair most of my life. I would say like braids, taught myself how to braid. Um, what else? I um kind of I haven't had braids in forever, clearly, since 2005. But I was looking at this particular like um style with some type of some like yarn. I'm guessing it's yarn. And I might try and do that. The thing is, I don't like things too heavy. Like I'm used to my hair, but like when it gets wet, it's super heavy. So, I feel like if I add hair to it, it might be even heavier. And I'm not sure if I can commit to that. But I also really want to try it because I just want to try something new. So I probably won't try it until next year, just because it had like a lot of color and I tend to like colors in the spring. I'm very like color oriented to the seasons. So like right now, like I'm gearing up to do like my fall decor and I feel like, if I were to do like a normal color, not a normal color, but like a color that's kind of toned down, like to match with the seasons. I know this sounds crazy, but like I would do that. So like maybe like a dark red or something like that I would do during the fall, but I would do like more brighter colors during the spring and summer. So hopefully I can do that. Um, Send it to my friend. I don't know, maybe I'll do it with a different color. Let me see if I can find the picture. It was cute though. Let me see. I really liked it. That was cute. Actually, she doesn't have colors. Maybe in my head, I was like, want to do colors. Um, but I like that. And I might be able to get away with just doing it with my regular hair, but because of the style, I think I like the fact that it's free hanging as opposed to like locks. Um, it's raining really bad right now, so it's like storming really badly. Anyways, um, so yeah, I'm hoping to do that with my hair at some point because I really thought that was cute. So yeah. Um, anyway, so I don't know if you've ever done locks, and I'll probably show you when I get to the front. It's kind of dark in here because, like I said, it's storming outside. So, it's dark outside, it's dark in here, but um, let's see. So when I um do my home rolling, I put like a little bit of wax. And you can use any wax. This one is a little bit thicker. It's like a locking firm wax. And so I take it, put it in take both hands, pull this one up, and it's rolled up. I'm gonna do it again. I know it's kind of like my parts are hidden. Oh. So I've had my locks for a pretty long time and I go back and forth because I really love them. I feel like they're just like a part of me. And so it's kind of like hard to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to switch it up somehow. But I've always said that I want to go to sister locks. So I like at least maybe once or twice a year, I think about this, like going to sister locks and possibly doing that. But I really like the size of my locks, so it's kind of hard. Like they've really grown on me. Like back in the day, I thought, oh, they're kind of large, but I actually really like them. And I know it costs a lot to have sister locks. Which I probably would learn on my own because I do prefer, actually I've gotten a little bit more relaxed with this, but I do prefer like to do more like tightening, um, especially in the front, like just because to me that looks professional to me. But recently, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting older, but I'm a little bit more relaxed with that. Or maybe I'm just too tired to do it sometimes. I don't know. But yeah. So I should have just did this live, but I'm trying to get used to like doing all of this like filming. I'm not the like I realize I'm not as coordinated in terms of like filming as I thought I was going to be. Um, sometimes I braid this together so that she can. All right, I'll show you the video when I thought I was gonna like start on Saturday. I was so upset with myself because I couldn't find my wax. So it's like I can't do anything without the wax. Um, so I was upset. But such is life. Such is life. Anyway, um, I okay. Such is life. I saw I was on social media, right? And like they were talking about Tabitha Brown and how she was telling people like, oh, you should get a job as an entrepreneur and how not important it is, but like, to have some form of income coming in and like some of the opinions that people were saying were like, oh, well, it's all, it's kind of easy to say when you have effectively you've kind of like made it, which I'm sure um Tabitha was doing all kinds of things to keep her afloat, and she has her husband. So um I don't know. I feel like a lot of people kind of took it like kind of far because I don't think it's a bad thing to say, like making sure you have some form of income coming in. And I'm saying this from experience because like then, there's like certain, there's costs that comes with being an entrepreneur that you're like you don't think about outside of like your regular pay. And yes, you could dedicate all of your time and stuff like that to your craft. Some people have that capacity. But um also I feel like when you don't have money to think about, it's a lot easier, right? Because you can just say like, okay, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to reinvest it into my business. Um, and like usually the first year of your business, you're either in the negative or you're breaking even, right? Um, and it takes a like most businesses go under within the first 3 years. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Like I feel like it adds extra security if you decide that you're going to take on a job. And then it also adds structure. I mean, at least for me, like I feel like if I find a job, like you have like that structure of like, okay, I have to go to work, so I have this limited amount of time and I have to do X, Y, and Z, in this amount of time. But also on the flip side, for someone who is neurodivergent, it may be kind of hard, right? Because um the whole point of being not the whole point of being neurodivergent, but like part of being neurodivergent is the limitation of like the amount of energy that you have and the limitation on your capacity sometimes because you're utilizing all of your energy. So if you're utilizing all of your energy while you're at another job, then the capacity for you to do the work that you kind of want to do, even if you want to do it, is kind of limiting. And like it's not like, oh, okay, well, I think some people would be like, oh yeah, it's a lot easier if you can do like on the weekends and use that time, but even that is like you kind of use some of that time to like try and rest up for the next week. So I'm just like going to add this context in here because you're probably like, wait, how do we get onto HBCUs? First of all, I am definitely praying for all HBCUs currently. Um, because technically this was videotaped Tuesday, then the shooting happened with Charlie Kirk, and then the next day they were talking about shutting down HBCUs. So I'm praying very hard for all of our young adults. Please be smart, even if you're going out, you know, on the weekend, stuff like that. For whatever reason, I don't even see like the correlation targeting HBCUs. But to our young adults that are Black, regardless if you are on HBCU or not, please be aware of your surroundings, be careful, because clearly people are just going through it. Um, but I'm kind of adding context here as well because you might be like, well, how did you get onto HBCUs from, Auntie Tab? But like the whole point is like I kind of like went on this tangent. I was um I started watching videos as I usually do when I'm doing my hair, and they were talking about HBCUs, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And you'll see like my face, like I was gonna take it out at first, but it's actually kind of slightly comical. Um, but I do think it's a larger conversation that I want to have. So if it seems like my commentary is kind of short, it's because I'm hoping to do like a whole nother series on this. Um, Mainly because I did want to go to HBCU, um, and then wound up not going. So like I kind of want to tell my story in the context of HBCUs, and just kind of tease through some of the stuff that the content creators kind of touched upon. Now, um, I do want to do something with the HBCUs because I think historically they are a valuable piece of Black American history, and they need to be preserved. And without funding, that can't happen. And I'll kind of tell you, like, in that next talk, like, my thoughts on the reason why. And I think it's like, well, I'll wait. But yeah, so if you're wondering, like, how we got to the HBCU scenario, that's why. But I just kind of wanted to add that into here because I'm putting this video out today. Um, it's been a week. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. That's $625 million. And stay with me. Our tuition is rising. $20,000 more. And when it comes to the conversation about if somebody at Howard is stealing money, I shut up because my father worked for Virginia Union University. They hired him to come in and find out where was the money going within the food court business of school. My dad finds out where the money's going. Of course, somebody's stealing. Of course, the people that are stealing are secret boyfriend and girlfriend. Of course, somebody secretly done bought a house with the same amount that is valued at the same amount of the money that's been going missing. My father brings it to the attention of the higher ups. They find out who exactly it was because of their stature and tenure at the. I've heard this story before, and I'm gonna look it up, because I feel like, excuse me, I've read something on this, and I can't remember where it was, but like I remember that storyline. That's the thing. I remember that storyline, like, and I re remember reading it in the news, and I was like, damn, that's some wild stuff. Y'all just out here living your life. Um, but um fiduciary responsibility and transparency is key in any um, business, but especially at a school, because who else is going to teach someone that more than the organization that you're connected to, right? So, um, that's a hard thing. Like, And it saddens me that she's like, "Oh yeah, I shouldn't say anything." And it saddens me because like it's such a learned experience. Like I've had several experiences like that where you're just kind of like, you know what? Why even why do I even say anything? Because it never comes out any different, right? Um, there's never really any accountability to the people who need to be accountable for their actions. It's always the little person, right? So I definitely get what she's saying, like, why would I even say anything? It's going to be a waste of my breath. And, you know, I'm the one that'll be blamed. And this has happened to me several times over. Like, that's one thing that I have a hard time doing is like shutting my mouth sometimes in professional settings. So like there are some things that and now I understand why, but like there are some things where I was like, um, that's unusual for some people. Like, for instance, like when people say like, oh, well, that's another side, but like, oh, like, do you understand? Like, they're not really trying to see if you understand something. They're just saying that out of almost like a pleasantry. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I have no problems telling you I don't understand. Um, but over time, I've learned like, okay, like, they're not going to explain it. They're not going to take the time to explain it. They're going to say the same thing over and over again. So why am I going to pretend like not pretend, but like if I don't understand, I just don't understand type thing. Like, it just never fixes the situation. And it's just like a learned behavior over time that I hate. I hate it because it's like it would create so many, um, or it would prevent so many things from happening. Um, but yeah.
School, they fired really being challenged, or they're immediately sued that they don't have any money because people want to attach themselves to things like Black people stealing this and that. Like, no. Now, jumping into these systemic failures impacting students, one, I do think this is a kind of wishy-washy thing because I feel like this collab in itself kind of came at a little bit of a wrong time. Howard University specifically, even though I know this collab is for Morehouse and it's for Spelman. Here they come. And the light is just being shined upon HBCUs in this moment. And in America, we already have a lot going on with our president taking away funds for other colleges, especially as somebody that goes to a liberal arts college that's also private. So there's a real crackdown on budgets and scholarships and things of that nature and switching things around to follow this administration. So having this collab at the same time where Howard University students are forced to pay for loans and can't apply their scholarships to their tuition and have to deal with their administration stealing money and infringing upon funds allegedly. It's kind of just like, well, we could have waited until their controversy died down in a way. I really don't appreciate the lack of transparency when it comes to
So this is not only true for a few things. This is not only true for the HBCUs, but the PWIs. I remember at my on my campus, the there was a particular dorm that was kind of, I wouldn't say designated because it's not designated, but like all of the Black people kind of went there um or lived there, and is one of the older dorms. And there were a lot of issues. I know like the AC didn't work. I'm pretty sure someone told me one time that there was mold. Now I didn't stay there because I don't know why I didn't stay there. That's so really weird. Because and I'll go through this, but I went into the honor hall the first semester. And then after that, I was with the athletes somehow. And then I hightailed it off campus and lived on my own. Um, but I'm not not sure why I didn't live there. I guess it just didn't work out. Hey guys, so I don't know what happened to the rest of this video, but there was more to it. I'm gonna keep looking for it, but I'm gonna put this up, and if I don't find it, I will try to go back to the topics that were there previously. Um, yeah, so that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.